Or good evening, good morning, wherever in the world you might find yourself. It's time for the real estate market report here in Boquete, and I'm your host, Chris Graham with Panama Pacifica Realty. Hope you've got your cup of coffee, bottle of water, cup of tea, whatever it is that you enjoy. Let's take a deep dive into this month's numbers with the real estate market report of both rentals and home sales in the area. Let's get going. Okay, so today I'm going to share with you a little bit more about how we can take advantage of these tools that we're sending out to you each month. Some of you may have some questions out there in terms of, well, Chris, what does it matter that we know the price per meter squared for a rental here in Boquete? Or what does it matter that we know the price per meter squared for a home for sale in Boquete? Well, here's how you can use this information. If you're looking to buy a home, you can figure out if you're paying a fair price. If you're looking to sell a home, you can figure out if you're getting a good price. If you're looking to rent a home, then you can figure out if you're paying a fair price for your rental, or if it's over market value, or if it's under the current market rents in the area. Also, if you are looking to rent out a home, you can use this information to figure out, hey, am I getting the best price for my property so as to maximize cash flow? Okay. All right. So a couple different audiences out there. Let's see if we can bring in this month's data. Let's start with the rental information here as it relates to Boquete. I'm going to try to keep this as brief as I can today. And if you have any questions along the way, feel free to reach out to me in the comments below there on YouTube. If you're local and you've received this via WhatsApp, you can simply reply there to the group chat, or you can reply to me individually. Glad to get back to you with any questions you might have. And of course, via email that you see here on the screen. And I always like email, and I'm glad to answer. Or you can give me a call or text if you're in the US right here, or you can WhatsApp me if you're here in Panama. So, a number of different options available to you out there. Okay, so let's take a closer look here in Boquete in terms of rental market data. So, for the month of September, right here, we had 22 units that came available on the market for rent. And if you'll notice here that the average rent, $1,100 per month. Compared to last month, a little higher, and back in June, it was $1,200, and prior to that, so you can just kind of see the trend that the rents have come down slightly as far as the average rental price per month here in and around Boquete. So what type of home can you expect to get here in Boquete for that kind of money? A two-bedroom, two-bath home. About 33% of the time, or a third of the time, is going to have a garage or carport of some sort. And then finally, about 80% of those homes are going to be furnished. So listen in, landlords. If you're looking to rent out your place and rent it out fast, uh, you want to make sure it's furnished, because that's what the majority of the market is doing. All right. So that is the rental market numbers for the month. Now, if you're wondering, for my number heads out there, okay, these are last year's numbers, so that's not applicable right now, okay? All right, so moving forward, let's take a look at the sales numbers for the region. As of the time of this recording, the most up-to-date information that we have is only for Alto Boquete. No real new data as it relates to Baja Boquete or Jaramillo or Los Naranjos or any of the surrounding areas. You can look at my previous market reports for more details on those numbers. Or, of course, you can always reach out to me via any of the means that I mentioned before and how you can contact me, okay? Be glad to help you go through that on an individual one-to-one basis, maybe over a cup of coffee, or if you're in the States or in Canada, we can do that virtually. All right. Okay, so here we've got Alto Boquete, and in Alto Boquete, the average price per meter squared, is $1,154. All right. So that's the average price per meter squared. Now, more specifically, here in the month of September, it looks like we're on trend at $1,400 per meter squared for any home that you're buying or selling. Now, side note, I will say this for Alta Boquete, it does appear that this is generally trending upward as far as the pricing. Okay? not the best at the lines on charts there. But anywho, you can see that this is generally trending upward in terms of the price per meter squared. So that means prices are still increasing in Alto Boquete. So is this a good time to buy? You can certainly jump in and get that price before it reaches its high of last November. Thereabouts for right at $1,500 per meter square. Again, we've got a tourist season here, kind of ebbs and flows. November, December, January, February, March, April. Those seem to be pretty high times as far as tourists and people looking to also buy in this market. So you might have a little more competition when the month of November rolls around. So if you're looking to make that purchase based on the numbers, now's a good time in Alto Boquete. All right. Of course, if you need any more details on that, reach out to me. I'd be glad to discuss that in further detail. Now, some of you have been asking, how in the world do I apply this information, Chris, that you have been sharing with us? Well, we've got a couple examples for you today. Now, I'll share this with you. What you're seeing on the screen, okay? These are not properties located in Boquete. Again, disclaimer, these are not properties located here in Boquete. All right, so we're just going to use some examples from Panama City. Just went on Encuentra and searched for houses for sale, houses for rent, apartments for rent, etc., just to show you how to apply this information. Okay, here we got an example starting with homes for sale. It's located in the old Howard Air Force Base area known as Panama Pacifico. This property here is priced at $390,000. Okay, just going to kind of scroll real quick so you can see a little bit about its details. It's a 4-bedroom, 4-bath, 2 places for parking, and its size is 352 meters squared. Well, why do we care about that? 352 meters squared. Let me pull my whiteboard back up here. Give me a quick second. All right, so let's pull our whiteboard up. So at 352 meters squared, 352 meters squared, actually, let me start with the price. Okay, $390,000 is their asking price, right? Okay, so at 352 meters squared, got my calculator over here real quick. We can see that this home comes in at 1,100 and basically $8 per meter squared. All right, so that's $1,108 per meter squared is the cost of this home. Now let's compare that to what the market is saying that homes are going for in that area. According to the market, this home should go for $1,598 per meter squared. Folks, look at that as an example. Okay, $1,598 versus $1,108. Now, listen, I understand you didn't come to class today expecting any kind of math, but I want you to understand this. If you're looking to buy a home, what does this tell you? Now's a great time to buy in Panama City. Side note. That's not a shameless plug there. It's just an example to show you how you can use these numbers that we provide each and every single month to evaluate, am I getting a good deal if I'm buying or selling? And here in Alto Boquete, $1,400 per month is the same number that you can use to now apply to the meter squared of the home you're considering to figure out if you're overpaying or if you're selling, if you're getting the best price. All right. Now, some of you are saying out there, well, Chris, I'm not in the market to buy a home right now. I'm just looking for a good rental around here. Well, there's hope for you too. Let's take a closer look and let's see, as another example, as far as rentals, how to use this same information that we provide. Okay. All right. So in our rental market report, you'll notice here that the excuse me, that the average price is $1,100 per month, right? $1,100 per month for a property. Okay. All right. So the average size of that property is 130 meters squared. All right. So let's go back to our whiteboard. 130 meters squared into $1,100. Grab my whiteboard here. Okay. So 130 meters into $1,100. Here's what that means for you. That's you can expect to pay $8.46 per meter squared. So if you're shopping for an apartment here in Boquete, your target is no more than $8.46 per meter squared. So say for example, let's say you found a house for let's say it's 100. Keep it for easy math. Let's say you found 100 meters squared home for rent, and you want to know, is this a good price? Well, when we do the math on that, the market is saying this should be the price. So, what does that tell us? Well, you want to shop for the best deal because I will let you know right now we are stepping into the tourist season as it relates to rentals. What does that mean? That means the pricing of property, okay, the pricing of property is going to be based on these numbers here. All right. That's the secret on how to use these reports. Lastly, I'll share with you another example here, another property in Panama City. Okay, just to kind of give you a living example of how this works. So we've got this another apartment in the same community, Panama Pacifico, known as the old Howard Air Force Base, and this individual is looking for $580 per month. Okay, so they want $580 per month, and the square meters on the property is 64 square meters. Well, let's see if this is a good deal. We're going to take $580 at our asking price, divided by those meters squared, that's $9 per meter squared they're asking for per month on this property. Let's see if it's a good deal. According to the current market numbers, it's $10 per meter squared. So currently, this apartment in this example is undervalued. That means if someone's looking to rent in this area, they're going to get a pretty good price on that apartment based on the numbers. Anyway, with that being said, I hope this has been a tremendous help and not too much math for you. But of course, if you've got any questions, I'm always glad to help. And again, this is Chris Graham with Panama Pacifica Realty. Until next month, God bless and have an awesome, awesome day. Bye bye.